Jimmy Bauer, is the moment we have all been waiting for. The ROH World Championship on the line as Austin Aries defends against CM Punk. And he has said that there's one remaining goal that is yet unaccomplished in independent wrestling, and that is to win that very title.
Well, I got to admit, Dave Prazak, I'm watching this with a lot of mixed emotions. I'm very happy for CM Punk. I wish him all the best in the future, but I'm really sad to see him go. This isn't just any talent leaving Ring of Honor. This is a locker room leader, a man that I got to say that Ring of Honor might not be here today if it wasn't for CM Punk.
The series of matches between Punk and Samoa Joe really brought Ring of Honor into the spotlight. It made wrestling fans that might not have followed the product very closely become a little bit more interested. Check out some more DVDs, check out some live shows, and realize the kind of talent that competes in this ring. And CM Punk and Samoa Joe together elevated the prestige of the title that these two men are fighting over tonight.
This is actually going to be a difficult match for me to call, Dave.
Well, me as well. I mean, I've watched CM Punk from the very beginning of his independent wrestling career just improve as the years went by and achieve all of the goals that he set for himself. And I'm really looking forward to him taking Austin Aries to the limit. They've got 60 minutes to play with.
Austin Aries, he's been a proud ROH World Champion, but he is coming into this match with a severely injured neck. It started with the Muscle Buster by Samoa Joe. Then he took Slice Braid number 2 from Spanky off the top rope. And then that Super Key Crusher off the top rope last week. Let's see if we get a clean break. Yes, we do.
Well, just as much as Austin Aries has that injured neck, and he's been fighting that rigorous schedule of title defenses all over the world, trying to elevate the prestige of the title in his own right by defending that title more frequently and against more opponents than Samoa Joe ever did. CM Punk also isn't 100% going into this matchup, as just 6 days away from this past Sunday, where he had a very hard-fought match against Roderick Strong.
No clean break this time, and Punk punishing Aries, going right to the neck as a result. Look at Punk, a smirk on his face. He's letting Aries know that he knows and is well aware of that weakness.
The crowd here in New Jersey showing their support for CM Punk.
Well, Punk has done it all in Ring of Honor. He's said it before. Great technical matches, bloody brawls, classic 60-minute draws, you name it, he's done it. 5-star matches, but there's one thing that he has never done. That's win the ROH World title. And his independent career will never be complete if he does not win that belt tonight.
Aries grabbing the side headlock, but Punk quickly drives him into the corner, and now back and forth they go. Aries trying to fight his way out of the corner, but Punk going to work. Sends Aries across the ring. Up and over he goes. Rolls forward to the other corner and springboards off the second rope with the elbow. Side headlock taken over by the champion.
Aries definitely trying to dictate the pace in this one, as any champion should. Austin Aries, he has been a great world champion. We said it before, whether it's going to Mexico to defend the belt against Super Crazy and Ricky Marvin, going to Canada, going to Europe, whether it's defending it against Homicide at Best of American Super Juniors tournament, Colt Cabana inside the steel cage to kick off the 3rd anniversary celebration week. Spanky, James Gibson, you've named it. Austin Aries is taking them all on. Samoa Joe to end the 3rd anniversary celebration week. Austin Aries has not shied away from anybody, and he has been an honorable champion.
Oh yeah, I mean, even though you might hear the fans here in New Jersey supporting CM Punk, wanting to see him achieve that goal here in his final appearance for the company, they do respect Austin Aries' accomplishments. They know that he is a world-class athlete, and he has truly represented Ring of Honor as a fighting champion.
CM Punk now turning the tables on Aries. And real quick, we got a split second. We got to pay the bills. ROHWrestling.com. 215-781-2500. Much more than ROH merchandise, DVDs from many different promotions, rare Japanese merchandise, the best shoot interviews anywhere with the Straight Shooting Series, Secrets of the Ring, ROHWrestling.com. And talking about Straight Shooting Series, check out the new one with Samoa Joe and CM Punk. That's hilarious, a must-see. And I'll keep that plug short, ROHWrestling.com.
Aries trying to work his way out of the head scissors. He does, but Punk quickly drives that head right back between the legs, keeping it around the head and the neck of the champion.
Definitely a slow pace in the beginning of this one.
Focusing on the neck of Aries as he knows that that's the weakness in the champion.
You know, I do predict that CM Punk is going to go on a huge things. He will make millions of dollars as Aries trying to handstand his way out of this. I could see CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania one day, but no matter what he does for the rest of his career, as look at this, Aries again.
Didn't realize that he was just doing a headstand while Punk was back on his feet, and so he got drop kicked for his trouble.
As I was saying, no matter what CM Punk does for the rest of his career, it'll always be in the back of his head, in the back of his mind, that he never won the ROH World title, and his independent career will never be completed unless he can do it tonight in his final Ring of Honor appearance and match. Look at Punk just tightening on that headlock, wrenching it in.
And putting a lot of strain on the neck.
Twist your neck right.
Very similar to the strategy that he employed against Samoa Joe, and that resulted in 2 60-minute draws. Could you imagine if this one goes to the 60-minute time limit tonight?
Well, Punk is definitely being very cautious here in the early going. Aries trying to break free of the side headlock. Tries to send Punk off the ropes, but Punk resilient, holds onto the headlock.
This crowd knows what CM Punk has meant to Ring of Honor, what he has accomplished here, what he has done for the promotion, and that is why they want to see him win tonight.
They want to see him win tonight, and just as much as people want to say goodbye to CM Punk and see him pull off this big victory, it's not so much sadness to see him go as a lot of the fans might be proud of his accomplishments. They have seen in the time since he came to Ring of Honor him develop as a wrestler, as an athlete, sharpen his mind for the business as well as physically. He's gotten in much better physical shape, and they've seen him do it all and really accomplish everything that he could in this promotion, with the exception of winning the title. But they always want to see him move on from Ring of Honor and see how far he can go. The sky is the limit for an athlete like CM Punk.
If Punk does win the title, ROH officials have talked about that. Since this is his last match, there are talks of perhaps vacating the title then and holding a tournament to determine the new champion, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it.
Aries into the ropes. Referee Todd Sinclair asking for a break, and Punk gives it to him. Quickly grabs hold of the head and pulls him back into the ring. Side headlock takeover once again, keeping Aries grounded, and again wrenching up on that head and that neck.
Punk is cool, calm, and in control in the early going of this one.
Exactly how he's got to be. He needs to stay focused. He needs to dictate the pace of the match, whereas typically you would see the champion.
Well, that's what he was against Samoa Joe, and he failed to win the belt from Samoa Joe on 3 tries. Austin Aries frustrated in his attempts to get out of this headlock. That could do it. No!
Wow, drove him down with the belly-to-back suplex, but Punk, even though he absorbed the impact of the maneuver, was still able to keep that headlock held.
That is the determination of CM Punk. Of course, we saw CM Punk, the evolution of Punk in ROH, with some of his favorite memories and matches throughout this home release. And now is only just a tiny portion of what Punk has accomplished and done here in ROH.
Aries again trying to break free of the headlock. Punk holding on. Aries tries the other side of the ring. Punk still holding on to the headlock. Can he finally break free? Drives him down with a bulldog.
I don't think that cover.
I don't think Aries saw that one coming.
I don't think that's how Aries wanted to get out of the headlock.
Forearm across the back of Aries.
Punk now picking things up.
Forearms connect in the corner.
The battered and bruised world champion, Austin Aries, he has taken on that inhuman schedule. Has it caught up to him? Cover.
You know, CM Punk and Samoa Joe, I mean, they've had those 2 one-hour draws, a classic series of matches, but just as much as he wasn't able to accomplish his goal and win one of those matches and earn the championship, with each outing, CM Punk has just as much as you can say it about any wrestler on the roster. With every outing, you learn something new, and you learn from your mistakes and your experiences. And here, when the title is on the line once again, he has those previous title matches in the past that he can learn from. He knows what kind of a strategy to use. If this thing does go long, he's been in that position before, whereas Aries has yet to go the distance as champion.
I believe the longest title match that Austin Aries has been in was probably about roughly 25 minutes against James Gibson at the final showdown.
Of course, Aries no stranger to long matches. He had that 70-plus minute match with the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. So he does have the lengthy matches under his belt that Punk might have, but not as champion, not when the belt is on the line.
And that Bryan Danielson match at Testing the Limit was a 2 out of 3 fall match. That is one of the reasons that it went over an hour. This, of course, is 1 fall.
Punk looking for the suplex here. But Aries staying on his feet. Move to the midsection of Punk. Grabs hold of the head.
He could be going for that brain buster.
Punk stays on his feet. Takes out the leg of Austin Aries. Rolls him back to a standing position. Neck breaker. More impact on the neck. Punk is so focused right now.
Yeah, and Austin Aries is in a lot of trouble right now. That neck is definitely bothering him. And Aries has been unable to mount any kind of high-impact offense on CM Punk.
Drives the elbow down into the side of the neck and in the trapezius area. See the expression of pain on the face of the champion.
Of course, when it comes to toughness, Austin Aries is one of the toughest individuals I've ever seen. We saw his chin split open against Spanky, and that did not stop him at all. We've seen him take the best that the likes of Colt Cabana, Samoa Joe, and Homicide have had to offer, and he kept coming back, and he's kept that belt.
You gotta wonder what's been going through his mind during the past week, though. I mean, he just suffered a pinfall loss to Low Ki in a non-title matchup just 6 days ago. What could he be thinking now? Now he has to defend the title against one of the top athletes in the world.
Well, that super key crusher definitely did a number on the already injured neck of Austin Aries. Aries has to start mounting some offense soon.
Punk looking to send him across the ring. Aries reverses the Irish whip. Punk takes the buckle, elevates Aries, staying on the apron, trying to bring himself back in the ring. Punk connects with the elbow. Springboard off the second into the dropkick, sends Aries to the floor.
Punk knowing a counter from all of Aries' offense so far. What's Punk going to do here?
Tope suicida through the ropes. Takes Aries down to the concrete.
And Punk is feeling it. He knows that belt is within grasp. And he definitely has full support from this crowd.
They want to see him achieve his dreams. They want to see him go as far as he can possibly go in professional wrestling, in his chosen profession.
But it's almost like this crowd is giving him these cheers, giving him this support as a thank you for all that Punk has done for ROH. They know how valuable Punk has been to Ring of Honor. They know that when there is a Ring of Honor Hall of Fame in 20 years, Punk will be in on the first ballot. And this is their way of thanking him with this support.
Trying to bring Aries in the ring with the suplex. Aries trying to fight it off. Looking to suplex Punk to the floor, but uses his leverage to block the attempt. Both men on the apron.
What's this?
A key maneuver right there for Austin Aries. Death Valley driver on the ring apron. That could certainly turn the tide of this matchup. Punk looks to be out.
That'll definitely shift the momentum in this contest. That is exactly what Austin Aries needed.
He can't waste time. He can't afford to let CM Punk shake off the effects of that maneuver. He needs to stay on the man and wear him down. The opening several minutes of this matchup was all CM Punk keeping Aries grounded, holding onto that headlock, and now it's Aries sending him into the steel barricade, and now it's Punk that's clutching his own neck and his own head.
Austin Aries might be trying to buy himself some time here as well. Big kick from the wrestling machine, Austin Aries.
You see Punk has written on his wrist tape, goodbye, is almost a way of saying thank you to the wrestling fans and appreciating their support. Aries with Punk once again, driven right into that barricade, touching the back of his head.
This is Austin Aries' chance to pick apart CM Punk. Austin Aries can do it all, whether it's high flying, high impact kicks like that.
He's a very dynamic performer.
He can wrestle. Aries now being methodical, takes Punk. No!
Able to reverse the whip, and head over heels goes Aries into the barricade.
The champion is in trouble again.
Crowd showing their support for Punk. He tries to get back to his feet, still clutching his own head. Gotta think that he's feeding off the support of the fans here in New Jersey. Aries able to grab hold of Punk and send him into the barricade once again.
Of course, there are no countouts here in ROH, but if you're on the floor for too long, the ref can DQ you. But I don't see that happening in a match like this.
Punk firing away at the midsection of Aries, coming for him across the back, puts a stop to his offense. Sinclair asking Aries to bring it back inside the ring.
And now Aries making a mockery out of the streamers, out of the appreciation that the fans showed CM Punk.
Aries, go to WWE, you get the same send-off.
Just measures him and connects with the elbow, doing the very same thing to Punk that Punk was doing to Aries, focusing on the neck and the head. Of course, Aries likes to put the brain buster to use. It was the brain buster followed up by the 450 that earned Austin Aries the world title against Samoa Joe.
Don't forget, Austin Aries also has that crucifix bomb in his arsenal. That is high impact on the neck.
Twisting body press across the lower back. Hey, Brada. Again, more damage to the back. But he only gets 2 out of it.
The athleticism and high impact of Austin Aries showing right there. Austin Aries now with that aching neck moving in, contemplating his next move. Punk, you see the wear and tear on his face.
Crowd very vocal in their displeasure with Austin Aries using the closed fist. Todd Sinclair tries to get him to open up the fist. Punk firing back though. Reversal of the whip, and Punk right to the buckle. Crowd really getting on Aries here.
And Aries doesn't really care.
Just as Punk feeds off the support of these fans, it's almost as if Aries feeds off the negativity and the hatred.
These fans want CM Punk to win because they feel he deserves it.
Driving the shoulder into the back of CM Punk.
They know everything that Punk has sacrificed for ROH. They want him to win.
And folds him in half. More devastation to the neck and the head of Punk.
Austin Aries might be letting this crowd get to him now. They're going to cover.
Way too close to the ropes.
Austin Aries could not afford to let this crowd get into his head. And they're definitely distracting him at this point.
Drives Punk's shoulder first into the turnbuckle. And again, the turnbuckle just coming undone in the corner.
All this is doing is infuriating Aries. Gonna cover.
Punk kicks out. These fans so vocal in their support of CM Punk in this matchup. They want to see him achieve his dream.
Dave, I'm getting absolutely overcome by emotion here.
They're giving CM Punk the energy to break free off the ropes. Oh, but Aries dumps him on his neck.
I've never been a part of something like this before.
You know, we've likened it to the emotion of Paul London's last match in Ring of Honor, but it's almost exceeding that.
It's gone way beyond that, Dave.
Chopping away at the chest of Aries. And again. CM Punk digging down deep. Brings away on the arm of Aries.
It's
Sends him in.
exposed steel on that side.
Aries now with Punk. Right into the buckle. Listen to these fans cheering every move from CM Punk. They are truly showing him just how much he means to them and their love of this organization. Reversal of the whip, Punk off the ropes, and connects with the forearm strike.
Into that bare steel.
Backdrop. Punk really feeding off the energy of this crowd. Catches the boot. Welcome to Chicago, Austin Aries.
Cover. Oh, I'm getting caught up in this, Dave. I want to see Punk win.
He's feeling it. The title's within his grasp. Off the top. Cross body. But he only gets two.
Can Austin Aries survive this crowd? Can he survive CM Punk? Will CM Punk be haunted for the rest of his career by the fact he did not win the ROH World title?
Even if he's not able to accomplish it, he's really given it his all.
That's not going to be enough for him tonight.
Such a memorable exit for CM Punk here at ROH. You will kick coming up and connects Aries out on his feet. Hammerlock. Pepsi twist. No. Blocked. Lariat from Aries. Cover. Punk hanging in this thing.
Aries has to follow up now. This is his chance. He's definitely letting the crowd get to him.
Looking to finish off Punk. Maybe looking for the brain buster.
Oh, you know he is.
Punk trying to block. Shots to the midsection of Punk. Can he get it? Changes it up. Sends Punk into the buckle. Aries with the drop kick right to the face. Off the ropes. plunge. Forearm strikes from the champion. Plants him. Maybe looking for the 450 right here.
He is. He's going for it.
Punk back to his feet.
Punk has to start thinking about going for that anaconda bite submission. All pain of pressure on the neck. Or, of course, the Pepsi plunge.
Punk with Aries now. Sends him into the ropes. Off he comes. And just tossed out of midair. Shining Wizard. Just a split second away from CM Punk winning the title. These fans want it. They can feel it. They can sense it.
He's signaling for a plunge.
Pulling Aries to the corner. Doing it all for the fans here in New Jersey. CM Punk is going to give them the Pepsi plunge. Will it earn him the title? Oh, Aries with a shot to the midsection. Aries with Punk. Jockeying for position here. Aries clubbing away at the back.
Aries has him hooked. What's he going for here? No! Super Brain Buster Dangerous! Cover!
He kicked out! Punk kicked out!
Aries is going to go for the 450 now. If he hits it, it's going to be all over.
Punk still laying on his back. Aries looking to these fans. Complete disapproval. It's anybody's ball game. CM Punk.
He's hooking him, Dave.
Looking for that inverted Pepsi plunge. Aries trying to fight it off.
Oh, Aries is showing why he's been such a great world champion. Every time he fights back when you think he's out.
But Punk fires back on Aries. Up to the second rope goes Punk. Headbutt from Aries. And again.
What's Aries doing?
He's going to give the punch to Punk.
Cover! Punk will not be denied. Oh, kick to the head!
450.
Isn't this the prettiest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? It was a year ago. It was over a year ago. I held this belt high in the air after I fought for it for the first time in Dayton, Ohio against Samoa Joe. And I proclaimed this right here, the most important belt in North America. Right now, in my hands, as of this day, 6/18/05, this becomes the most important belt in the world. This belt in the hands of any other man is just a belt. In my hands, it becomes power. Just like this microphone in the hands of any of the boys in the back is just a microphone. You put it in the hands of a dangerous man like myself, and it becomes a pipe bomb. These words that I speak, spoken by anybody else but me, are simply words strung together and loosely formed into sentences. When I say, I mean what I mean, I say, and they become anthems. You see, if I could be afforded the time to tell all of you here today a little bit of a story. It's a parable of sorts. There was once an old man walking home from work. He was walking in the snow, and he stumbled upon a snake frozen in the ice. Well, he took that snake and he brought it home and he took care of it and he thawed it out and he nursed it back to health. And as soon as that snake was well enough, it bit that old man, and as that old man lay there dying, he asked the snake, "Why? I took care of you. I loved you. I saved your life." And that snake looked that man right in the eye and said, "You stupid old man, I'm a snake." The greatest thing the devil ever did was make you people believe he didn't exist. And you're looking at him right now. I am the devil himself, and all of you stupid, mindless people fall for it. You all believed in the same make-believe superhero that the legendary Ricky the Dragon Steamboat saw some year ago today. No, you see, you didn't know anything. You followed me, hook, line, and sinker. All you did, and I'm not mad at you. I just feel sorry for you. This belongs to me. Everything you see here belongs to me. And I did what I had to do to get my hands on this. And now, I am the greatest pro wrestler walking the earth today. This is my stage. This is my theater. You are my puppets. And I pulled those marionette strings, and I used your emotions, and I played with them. You see, because honestly, I get off on it. I hate each and every single one of you with 1,000 venom. And I will not stop. I will not stop until I prove once and for all that I am better than you. That I am better than Low Key. That I am better than AJ Styles. I'm better than Samoa Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here. You don't have to love it, but you better learn to accept it. Because I'm taking this with me, and there isn't a single person in that locker room that can stop me. champion? What about you robots, huh? You want a match? CM Punk gonna give you 2 title matches in one night? Daniels, you can wait 16 more months. Kiss my ass. CM Punk thinks he's Elvis because it looks like he's left the building. It doesn't look like I'm going to be wrestling for the ROH belt tonight. But there is something that I've been waiting to say to a Ring of Honor crowd for more than a year. The last time you saw me in a Ring of Honor ring, CM Punk dropped me through a table with a Pepsi plunge. Damn right, boo. More like ouch. But that was fine, because that was war, and he fired the first shot.
Now he took off!
So I bided my time, I waited, and I was ready to come back to Ring of Honor and start that war and end that war like I said I would. And then, one day in Nashville, I got pulled to the side and I was told to make a decision. I was told to make a decision where no matter what I chose, I was going to lose something near and dear to me. I was going to lose something that I cared about. I was told to make a decision, and I made the decision, and I walked away from Ring of Honor. Even though it tore me up, I walked away from Ring of Honor. And so I did what I always did. I busted my ass. It didn't matter to me if the ring had 4 sides or 6 sides. It didn't matter to me if the initials on the apron were TNA my ass each and every time I was in a wrestling ring. And no matter where I was, I never forgot how I busted my ass in this ring. I remember the first Ring of Honor main event where Low Key kicked me so damn hard in the back, I lost the feelings in my legs. I remember the first Ring of Honor title match, the Iron Man match, where I fought for 1 hour for a title. And I remember the night I came a half a second away from being the man to beat Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Low Key, American Dragon, Joe, Homicide, Doug Williams, the Briscoes, Paul London, Red, the Great Muta, I wrestled them all in this ring. And since I've been gone, I've kept my eye on Ring of Honor. I get the DVDs just like all of you. So I'll sit at home, I'll watch TV, and I watch the guy named Austin Aries step to the front of the line. I watched men like Jay Lethal and Jimmy Ray come all the way to the top. I saw Alex Shelley, James Gibson, Roderick Strong. These men didn't just step up. These men didn't just become stars. They became the backbone of Ring of Honor. Well, now, those men have to deal with me. Because all those men that I named, all those men in that locker room, and all you fans in this audience, and all you fans that end up watching this at home, you need to understand that just because I was gone, it didn't mean that I forgot what my destiny was. And my destiny is to be the Ring of Honor World Champion. So if I have to beat every man I named, if I have to beat every man in that locker room to get to that title, then the gospel, according to the fallen angel, says that that's what I'm going to do. Because when I was gone because I had to be. But now I'm